did you think about yesterday? Anything, even a name, an area.
We talked about their houses and like
Oh, yeah.
in it.
The men and women.
We talked about the men and women of Athens. What about them? What did the men do?
They went to the fields, then they worked, then they, they worked, then they went out and,
Yep, they went and exercised, and then they kind of went out, huh, and had supper, did some socializing, huh? What? All right, then we talked about the women. What about the women? They stayed home and took care of the kids. Yep.
And even like the rich.
Even the rich women, what did they do?
They would
They would spin and dye wool. So even if they were rich and or wealthy and had servants, they would still do clothes. No dinner. No? Alright. So when we first started talking about this, we talked about a man. He was pretty important. We said his name a whole bunch. Pericles, yes. And under the rule of Pericles, or he was a general, what did they call this new era or age? The golden age of prosperity. So yes, it was under Pericles, and it was called the golden age of prosperity and achievement. Yes. So, and then we talked a little bit about the government. What kind of system was the Athenian government? Direct democracy, yes. And how is that different from the United States? What does the United States have? Representative democracy, yes. And what is the difference?
Direct, everybody, everybody kind of gets a say. But, and then in representative, we get to choose who represents.
Somebody to represent you? Yep. Okay, and why did it work for Athens to have a direct democracy?
Because there wasn't like a lot of citizens.
There was not a lot of citizens. About how many did they say there was? Ace, do you remember? No?
150.
43,000. 43,000. Page 198. The assembly consisted of some 43,000 male citizens over the age of 18. However, they said fewer than 6,000 would attend the meeting. Okay? At once. So then we talked about Pericles some more. How did he appoint people? Based on their abilities over them just being wealthy, okay? Yep. And he also had a name for the city of Greece, or Athens. What was it called? School of Greece, yes. Alright. We talked about Athenian life. If you go on to page 200. Athens, how big was Athens, or what did they consider Athens? It was the largest Greek city-state. About 285,000 people, yes. However, only 150 were citizens, 150,000 were citizens, and only 43 of them were males with political rights, okay? So we talked about the men and how they went to work, and then they went to the gym, and then they went out and socialized. Women stayed home. Then we talked about slaves. Who were the slaves, or who were the people that were enslaved? Brayden?
People who were captured in battle.
Captured in battle, yes. And what did some of them, what were some of the jobs of the slaves?
They made dinner and and they helped around.
They probably did the house chores, right? Cooked and cleaned. What was another interesting fact, Jeannie?
They would teach the kids.
They would teach some of the kids, yeah? What's another one, Spade?
Did they work on the farm?
They worked on the farms, yes. And that's why Athens was able to have a prosperous economy, because they had slaves to do most of the work.
And supposed to mines too.
In the mines, yes. So they could Athens could save their male citizens because they had their slaves do all the hard work, okay? Alright, and then we talked about the economy. They had local farmers who grew grains, vegetables, and fruits. However, they did need to trade. And what was one of the main things that people would want to trade with them? For
Coin?
ships, right? Because they had a very famous naval system, right? Yep. So today we're going to talk about the war between Athens and Sparta. Yeah, we're going to find out what happens and how it's called the Peloponnesian War. Everybody say Peloponnesian.
Peloponnesian.
Peloponnesian, good job. Yes, we're going to talk about the Peloponnesian War. I have a video to go with this, but we'll do that later. Let's see. Can you see it? Like, just turn around on that video thing, how long it's been going.
6 minutes and 14 seconds.
Perfect. Do you want to just push the red stop button?